What is up?
Hey.
Oh, you beautiful people. This is Gary Horne. This is the NWA, or this is the NWA. It's the show celebrating the past, present, future, history, legacy, and tradition of the greatest pro wrestling entity of all time, the National Wrestling Alliance. And it is so good to see all of you, especially after like a week off. We had the July 4th holiday off, and so now I get to see Kyle and Wil and Dealz, and Grill Master Galli's back this week. Dead Kobe's here. He likes turtles.
That's good.
Here. Yeah.
I saw traffic get stopped on the road next to the beach the other day for about a mile long because there was a big turtle in the road and somebody got out of their car and moved the turtle out of the way. It's a sweet moment. So I like turtles too.
Yeah. Turtles are great. Pollo Del Mar in the chat. Good to see you, Pollo. Peter McDonald. When will we see a UK tour? What is Galli laughing at already?
Turtles are great.
Turtles are great.
Turtles are great.
I don't know how to talk about this anymore.
I went to the gym earlier today and I messaged Joe and I said, I'm hanging and banging. And he went, hanging and banging? What are you talking about? I said, that's the saying. That's what it is. You hang the weight over your head and you bang it on the ground. He goes, no, Kyle. It's clanging and banging. I had to confirm here. Rhett Titus, one of the fittest people I know, I gave him a little message. Turns out I've been saying it wrong my entire life. You know what else I'm doing right now? We had a little joke going on about tobacco products, but I'm a nice guy and I don't do tobacco products, so I thought maybe some Big League Chew is the way to go, and I got to be honest with you folks. That's a lot of chew.
Well, I mean, you also control how much of that you stuff in your gullet, Kyle.
I don't have a half correct.
Also, feel free to use that mute button too, so we don't hear that chomping the whole show.
Can you hear the chomping?
This is an ASMR.
You can hear the chomp.
You hear the chomping? I'm an aggressive chomper. Let me mute that.
Can we do that, Gary? Gary, new podcast idea: NWA ASMR, where we just do get everybody together and they just make weird noises into microphones. You know, it'd be great for that. Gags. Let's get gags.
We do the whole show. We do like a ASMR version of Power where we just do the sound effects. We don't have, and so we're just like boom, pow.
You know, Tom Latimer has an OnlyFans now. And I know that I don't look anything like Tom Latimer. I'm middle-aged, I'm overweight, I'm bald, I'm short, my tan doesn't live up to his, and I don't have a cool accent. So I can't live up to his OnlyFans, but maybe I can have one where people are like, I like weird guys that are only so tall with an interesting look that chew heavily in my ear. That could be their kink.
Odinson has an OnlyFans too. If you want to join in the OnlyFans of all of our male members of our roster, Odinson, if you follow him on Twitter, you'll see sneak peeks of what he's putting on there. And let me tell you, the Hammer of Thor, you can see Mjolnir there for sure.
Did I see Odinson as a new daddy as well? Or they just
really? Because
right.
Say, who's your daddy? The answer is Odinson.
Yeah, so congrats to the Odinson family. Also a new movie out this weekend.
Is nobody else worried that this is what Kyle's like when he's not eating alcoholic gummies?
I have alcohol for July. I decided I wanted to see how much I could lean out with my fitness if I just stopped drinking every night.
Lent is in April.
So right now I'm on Spindrifts. Whoop. That's a delicious new flavor, the blood orange. Also, I'm laying back on the gummy bears, living the life. Also, check out this shirt. Ricky Morton, thank you very much. Got a little mail call today there. That was a nice little treat there.
Yeah, me and Wil are matching today, and we didn't even email each other.
Yeah.
Kobe pointing out Odinson's been wrestling like a boss. Also, we should say congrats to Odinson. He is the #1 contender for the world's television titles.
When did that happen?
There too. So
when did that happen?
Well, you should watch the show. Speaking of people who should watch the show, while we're ragging on Kyle, the big news today, obviously you guys know that Tim Storm's going to be joining us later, and it's because of an announcement that Billy Corgan made. And I was clipping this out, and I'm just going to go ahead and play it now just for whenever Tim shows up, he can just hop on. But the first part of this just made me laugh so hard earlier today. So everybody enjoy this.
Joining me at this time, apparently, is the NWA President, William Patrick Corgan. I'd love to say I haven't any idea why you're out here, but boss, thanks for joining me.
Kyle, if you paid attention to our program, I was advertised. So what I'm out here to do is to make an announcement, because I'm taking a lot of guff in the back about what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So I'm gonna make it real simple. We're going to have a tournament. It's going to be called Race to the Chase. The winner of that tournament will be named number one contender. And that number one contender will face Trevor Murdoch at NWA 74 in St. Louis. Pope versus Brian Myers. Tom Latimer versus Chris Adonis. And listen closely. Nick Aldis, the national treasure, the former NWA World Heavyweight Champion, versus Tim Storm. Tim Storm agreed to a stipulation against Nick Aldis that he would never again fight for the 10 pounds of gold. I have lifted that ban. I'm excited for Tim on this great opportunity, but I can't take credit for it because one man came to me in this company and he said, you need to right this wrong. And that man was Trevor Murdoch, your NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. We'll see you next week.
All right, so a lot to unpack from that there, but I had to throw it out there because we were just having so much fun with Kyle that I love that opening. Kyle, if you paid attention to the show, I was advertised.
Well, you know what? You know what else? Why were you so surprised to see him? It's his show.
That's a good point.
You were like, oh my God.
It's back when Kyle was
who's
drinking.
here?
It's back when Kyle was drinking.
You know, if
Back in the
Conway
old
Twitch
days.
showed up, then I'd be surprised.
We definitely never tape things out of order, so there's no way how I could have ever made a mistake. You're right. I'm just an idiot. I'm going to keep on stewing this. I'm almost halfway through the package.
You're eating the whole package of Big League Chew?
That's not
What
how
are
it's
you?
You need to go
supposed
back
work.
to drinking.
10? My
You need to
God.
go back to drinking immediately.
As Arissa pointed out there, she's happy for Tim. He'll get the 10 pounds of gold again, as according to what she's saying. Of course, that's yet to be seen. But Tim Storm, the ban's lifted. He's back in this tournament, the race to
He
the
ain't
chase.
getting it. Oh, come on.
All right, well, that is also rude. But Tim's going to be here later, Danny. So I would,
No,
I
well,
would
I'm
tone
just saying,
that down just a
Cardona-
little bit.
Cardona's going to be healthy again at some point, right, Will?
Oh yeah.
So
No, don't worry. I've got my
Not before the
grievances
tournament.
with this tournament.
It'll be clanging and banging sooner than later. No problem. That arm is going to be stronger than ever.
I mean,
Okay.
I'll just go ahead. I'll just go ahead and point it out. You know, some great names here in this tournament. Happy for Tim. That's a really cool thing. But how is Mike Knox not a part of this? I mean, he's representing the Cardona family.
that's a good question.
He's in that title picture, and the fact that he's not in this tournament, from my perspective,
Why isn't Plunkett in it?
is a tragedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
Also curious where the ill-begotten, but
No, we've got our eyes somewhere else. Don't worry about it. I've heard some rumors, and if they're true, we'll leave it at that.
I've heard some Noxie rumors as well, and I don't even know if it's public knowledge, but I've been already making mistakes, so I'm not even going to talk about it. But I believe he might have something to do with that tournament. More Big League Chew.
I don't
Kyle
think anything was announced on the show that I recall. So it just ended with Corgan's announcement of the tournament with those guys. That was basically the end of Power this past week. Rissa asking why Jack Stane's not in the tournament. Okay, well, a lot of people.
Well, he's the national champion.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
a national champ.
He's there's a lot of people that could be in the tournament. These are arguably our top contenders for the world's heavyweight championship,
have
not
the
counting
list
champions.
so everybody can see it?
Well, I mean, we could talk. All right. I mean, if you want an early preview of us jumping into NWA Power, we
don't got to do that. Well, no.
Okay.
No, you're right.
Well, I was going to say we know it's Nick Aldis versus Tim Storm. We know it's Chris Adonis versus Tom Latimer, and we know it's Pope versus Brian Myers.
Ooh.
So, yeah, that's the tournament as it's listed right now, and so any one of those guys could be your future champion. They're definitely wrestling to face Trevor Murdoch at NWA 74.
I think
I just see Polo Dalmar saying that I'm 4'11". I'm not 4'11". I'm 5'3".
I think Pope could come out of that.
Yeah, he's at least
No?
4'12", 4'13".
Yeah.
416 tops.
A whole mouth's full of big league. I'm not little league. I'm big league.
He's got the chew to prove it.
I don't know if I said it early on, but I want to thank everybody who's in the chat and tolerates all of us and tolerates that face that Kyle's making right now. I don't know. That was weird.
Just because of that, Gary, just because of that, I made a code. Are you aware of my code?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I am. So,
right.
Real quick, before we get to guest stars and all of that stuff, don't forget about nationalwrestlingalliance.com/shop.
Hey, what's the gig? Danny Dealz, NWA Triple D, the Deal Machine, whatever you want to say. If you excuse me, I'm playing hurt. I've been upgraded to doubtful. Here we are, lovely Candy. How are you, Candy?
Not feeling too good.
I know, it's a conspiracy. We'll get into that in a little bit. First, we got a couple things we got to talk about right now. I know always ready already happened, but you still always got to be ready. See this tee right here? Well, your Uncle Dan still made a few. I still got a few left. I even got the champ, personal friend to the Dealz house. Don't know if I ever told you that, to sign a couple 8x10, so the couple will still come with it. Hey, that's a cool hat. Where'd you get that?
Well, we're selling it right now.
Are we? Yeah. Oh, well, and they're limited too. Look at this. And it's a Velcro. Is that a Velcro, Candy?
Absolutely.
Oh, you can adjust it. I like this. You like tractors. That's a nice green. Oh, what happened? Well, we'll get to that in a minute. Also, look at this. I'm all over the place right now. Look, it's hot outside, right? I look terrible in this. You'd probably look good in it. It's a racerback tank. We got those. We got regular tanks too. You know that. Oh, NWA USA, the Deal Man show. Everybody knows about this. Pretty soon going to be running for GM. We'll get to that later. See this right here? Got the nice future color. Oh, it's a wonderful color. We got that one too. Retro 1981 video game. You weren't even alive yet, but the Dan was, but you weren't alive. But this one right here, that's actually almost gone. Look at this. The Pride t-shirt. Nice powder blue. This nice powder blue zip. But do you think we should make some more because they're almost gone? Might be gone. The problem is that the neck is injured by Medusa, and mysteriously, I think she hired a horse to kick Candy and try to kill her, take her out because her Dealz is so good. The problem was we didn't make her any merchandise. Here you go, Deuce. Look at that. The Deal Man, your own trash can. All righty. We got anything else? We don't got anything else. You need to hit up nationalwrestlingalliance.com. Hit the shop logo. Got anything to say?
Our deals are too good.
They're too good. They're so good they're trying to kill us.
All right, well, that's Danny Dealz, of course, nationalwrestlingalliance.com/shop. And look at these beautiful, beautiful shirts he's got on sale over there right now. The brand new designs. Look at that blue and the John Deere Legacy shirt. And then the Gimp It Ain't Easy, of course.
The Gimp shirt should actually be to me in about 2 days.
Yeah, and we should also let them know that Danny is always very kind to our streaming audience. If you're here right now, tonight only, 20% off at the shop if you use 7-Eleven Dealz.
Because we're always open.
Deals. Yeah, there you go. 20% off tonight only. So if you're listening to this later on the podcast version, you're missing out. This is why you got to be here live. This is why you got to see it.
Yep.
So anyway, all right. So without further ado, though, the big news, of course, we were just talking about, just announced the Race to the Chase tournament. And one of the surprise entrants to this tournament, somebody we all thought might never be in a world's title tournament again, was Mr. Tim Storm. And let's bring him on right now. There he is, fresh.
Hey, look at those arms. Look at that tan. Look at that talent. Look at that skill. Look at that handsome. This guy. I love him.
But I can't hear anybody.
That's fine. I'm complimenting you.
You got to turn your hearing aid on.
Can you not hear us at all, Tim?
Oh, my God. That was way too much chew.
Yep. Well.
Oh. All right. I got diabetes now. Can you hear us, Tim? What a clear picture of him, though. That's really good visual.
They don't have the intranet in Texas, I've heard.
They, Fee was supposed to walk him through this, I think, earlier. Where it's,
you know, Fee 5 foot from. Yeah.
Well, we got Tim. We all love
Tim Storm. Look at that. We said the same thing. Jinx, you owe me a spin drift.
Love Tim Storm. Pam, you love Dealz. What are you talking about, Tim Storm?
Oh. We're gonna let him go for a minute and see if he figures it out. But oh well, what a bummer, Tim.
Well, that was exciting.
I mean, I'm excited because tomorrow night, NWA Power, I'm going to see Tim Storm going and vying for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship contention again. That's big news right there. And that man right there is in the gym getting ready, clanging and banging, making it all happen, and also probably hitting the tanning bed. I'm going to learn it. I'm learning the new thing. We lost Tim Storm. That's okay.
I think happened. I think your uncle, Pierce, I think maybe he told you it was the other one as a rib and didn't know it would take you 20 years to figure it out.
That does sound like something that would have happened. We lost Joe Galli. He's back.
There he is. Joey
well, we had some hope that Joe was trying to help Tim out, but unfortunately.
Joe, what's on the plate, buddy?
Joe's grilling.
Perfect. All right. Nobody wants to talk to Kyle. That's fine. I understand. You keep on looking handsome with your new hairstyle. We'll move on. Let's talk wrestling.
Well, you know somebody else who's been this has been a regular thing if you guys have missed this, but somebody else who's having trouble making friends, I would say, is
you can taste the fruit juice
around the backstage.
Yeah, still out here on the campaign trail. You know, Kyle, who's my podcast cousin, you're of course going to vote for Dealz for NWA GM. You NWA USA GM.
I thought you were like suspended from
over Medusa. No, I'm not. I'm not. Look at this. I got an order of protection against her.
Does she know you're here right now?
Yeah, of course she does. I gave her that trash can I made for her.
Oh, boy.
And I took off the other way.
So I'm supposed to vote for you?
Yeah, GM.
I do believe in the process and making sure that we put the right people in the right places, that people's voices should be heard, that it's important to vote. But then sometimes we all forget about local elections and everything. And at the end of the day, Danny Dealz.
What if I'll get Candy to give you a hug?
Throw on a shirt and you got it.
Okay. All right. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Look at this brother right here. You know, we always got to talk to the working class people here.
Working.
NWA USA.
Yes, sir.
You of course, you got to vote for Dealz, right? You don't want to vote for that Gorgon Medusa. She can turn you into stone, bro.
I have no comment at this time.
Roberto, come on. What are you talking about?
That's not my
No?
name.
Mifilio.
That's not it.
No?
That's not my name.
Okay. Salvatore. Giuseppe. Can't win them all.
So
right. I
Danny
got
Dealz.
Kyle's vote.
Yeah, I mean, you did bribe me with a T-shirt. I'm looking at the chat here, and I'm seeing Charles Afford blow off my questions. I didn't even know what the question was. I'm sorry.
I was going to point out, Charles, Charles, you have to ask again, man, because there's just lots of comments coming through, so we don't see everything, unfortunately. So
ask your question, and I promise I'll answer it to the best of my knowledge, and hopefully it's nothing that's going to get me in trouble.
Fee pointing out, though, Danny, that's Ari, one of the second unit guys in the NWA. So
who are you talking about? Who's
that's
Ari?
who you were trying to get to vote for you.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
I thought his name was Roberto.
I am a hyper fellow. It's usually why I'm imbibed some way to bring it down a level.
Tim Storm's on his way home. He is going to try to get home and come back. So we're going to let him do that. And so we'll see Tim in just a little bit.
Should we have some breaking news? Should we have some breaking news then? Since Tim's not here, let's follow it up with something else that's pretty important and pretty big.
Yeah, let's break.
Yeah, absolutely. Kyle is
and that, of course, is that Grill Biscuit. Galli is eating a Beyond Burger. He doesn't eat meat. That's the breaking news. It's all an illusion. He lives in Texas, doesn't even eat cattle. Folks, Joe Galli is not who you think he is. No, real talk right now. Tomorrow we're going to go live on this one, but you might as well be a part of it right now so you know. The NWA 74 Fan Fest taking place August 27th and 28th in the afternoon prior to each show. You're going to have an opportunity to meet all of the NWA champions, multiple NWA wrestlers throughout the entire roster, and several legends that we will be announcing as the weeks progress on there. It's going to be $20 admission for each day or $30 for both combined there. Tickets go on sale tomorrow. Let me tell you, just go to nwatix.com and then we'll unleash some more information on there. But if you want to have a photo, get an autograph, have a conversation, just meet some of the stars that you get to see every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, and then some Sundays when we have a pay-per-view. NWA 74 Fan Fest. It's a celebration. It's an anniversary. It's a chance for us to get back to the fans, and you get to be a part of it along with us, hopefully, in St. Louis, Missouri at the Chase. Again, NWA Tickets tomorrow. Tickets will be on sale. Swing by there. Go online. Day of, $25. So if you want to save $5, do it now instead of waiting until the last minute. But hell, if you want to wait till the last minute, that's your prerogative. That's your life. As long as we get to see you there, I'm happy.
You know, I remember when we launched the Always Ready poster, and right afterwards, I got a message from our NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion Homicide, and he's like, "Why is there no love for the Junior Heavyweight Championship?" It was something that was almost an exact quote. And
I thought he was here for a second. That was crazy.
Yeah. But we're gonna hear from Homicide again, and I'm putting that on Kyle because Kyle can deal with Homicide.
I love Homicide. He's my cousin.
He is.
Well, he's also named Homicide, and we didn't put him on the post.
You know what? Here's the truth of the matter. Sometimes people have names that don't match. They just don't match the human being. Sure, he might be a felon at times. Sure, he might stab people in the face with a fork. Sure, he might be scary as all hell. But also, if you catch him at the right moment, he won't hurt you. That matters.
It does also. It's very key that it's at the right moment.
Yeah, it's you gotta be at the right place at the right time and spend multiple years building up a relationship. So when you move fast, he doesn't get startled and hurt you.
Of course you will, Pam. Of course the deal machine will be.
Pam's asking if she can meet Danny Dealz at FanFest.
Kyle said NWA legends, so that means the ill begotten.
Out back by the dumpster, you can meet Danny Dealz. So.
And Will also, because it'll be early in the day, so
I'll
I won't
be
be
there.
in bed yet. It'll be prior to 4.
If it's before 3 p.m., I'll be awake.
Yeah, so make sure you catch Will at NWA Fan Fest from 2 to 3.
Right,
early session. Come to the early session.
Early session, 9 a.m.
You got to get in line.
Eggs
You
with
got to get
Will.
in line. Right
He's
in the
got to
morning.
have breakfast before he
First
goes
thing.
to bed.
Oh, my gosh.
I'll be in there by myself at 5 a.m. if you want to come.
There will be merch available, so Dealz will probably definitely be there, and then you can harass him and try to get a little extra something on the side. I mean, hell, he never gave me that shirt to vote for him, so let's face it, I might not be voting for him.
You
anyway.
want one of the new ones that are pre-ordered. I should have them this week. Yeah. You wanted the blue one, the blue power triangle.
We should create. Scooby's mentioning White Castles in wrestling. Can't wait till 74. We should create a guide for things at 74. My favorite thing I'm looking forward to, besides obviously the wrestling,
It's not White Castle.
Well,
No.
I was going to say right down the road from the Chase, like literally like a block over, is that Lucha restaurant. Remember that place?
Yeah.
That was cool. I can't even remember the name of
The
it.
only restaurant that was open late night. It's a Mexican restaurant. Pretty delicious. I remember going there with Bestia and Mecha Wolf, and let me tell you, those boys know how to order. I wasn't sure what they were ordering for us, but it ended up being delicious. Sometimes you can trust a man in face paint.
Yeah, but this place had like tons of Lucha Libre masks, like just on display, and those guys loved wrestling. That was awesome. I love that place. Anyway, I'll
And that
have to
place,
look up the name. Brandon's.
Yeah, whatever it was called.
That was a weird name for a Mexican restaurant. Not to not to
No,
make
that
any
was another one.
assumptions.
It's across the street. It's across the street. Yeah, no White Castle. I ate White Castle. I went and saw the Bad Brains in 1989 in Cleveland. We went to the White Castle on 117th in Detroit. We all puked from it, and I've never eaten it since.
Every now and then, Danny says something that makes me feel like, all right, Danny's kind of cool. All right. You saw Bad Brains. That's pretty badass.
In the 80s.
Yeah, you're like, yeah.
That's when they were. No, that's when they actually were crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
After that, they're just mellow.
Now, next thing you know, you're going to be like, I remember one time I was there with G.G. Allen and he shit on me. It was fantastic.
No, he had to play in like Youngstown under an assumed name, and the show got canceled or something. We were going to go and throw bottles at him because he was such a badass. He was going to die on stage, so instead he died of heroin overdose.
Anyway,
yeah,
pro wrestling, baby.
What a wild
On a happy note, ladies and gentlemen.
I know what is happening here. David pointing out, watch out for the grill master. Hope those guns are registered.
Hey, Joe, do you put onions on your burgers like White Castle does?
I'd grill them. You didn't see me doing that?
You're a very tiny box on my screen because I
Kyle,
like to.
apparently you look different with no suit on.
Yeah. No, this. All right. Boom. I don't know. Let's go there.
Look at this. Polka Dot Pam coming in with El Burro Loco is the Lucha Mexican place. Yeah.
That is the name of it.
We should just ask Pam.
The crazy ass.
And if Axel thinks I look weird without a suit on, he should wait. I'm getting more tattoos this weekend, so I'm going to be like sleeved up to my neck now. So
you should
watch
get a
out.
crazy donkey on you. You should get a crazy donkey. That'd be fun.
I am going to get a little gummy bear at some point on me too.
What's up,
course you are.
NWA ABA? Thanks for joining us. Yeah, we agree, Arbiter. Mexican food rocks, and especially this Mexican food because there's like lucha masks. And
Enchiladas,
probably
mole
run
sauce.
into NWA people.
That's the way to go. Mole sauce is the best there is. If you want an enchilada, that's the way to roll.
Well,
put it
Toby says he's from Cleveland. That White Castle closed. You're safe.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's good.
I wonder why
We
it
just-
closed.
We switched it.
I
We ended up
wonder
going to
why
the
it would
Snaps
have
right next
closed.
to it. You guys remember Snaps? No? Remember the commercial? Cha-ching? Nobody remembers? Okay, never mind. Anyway.
Sounds like a strip club.
You guys were all like 3.
Whoa.
But,
When you say woe to the strip club or woe to the calling you a 3-year-old when this was on the air?
you would have been 3 when it was on the air.
Yeah.
It wasn't a strip club. It was called Snaps. It was a burger joint. Yeah. Turned into rallies.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
not match. Come on.
Yeah.
So wait, so Snaps became Checkers Rally?
Yeah. Well, in Cleveland, it's rallies. Down south, it's checkers.
Yeah, it's like
it's kind of like Best Friends and Hellman's Mayo. When you cross a certain line there, it becomes this, and it's the same damn commercial, but it's a different name.
Yeah, Big Buford, 2 for 3. My dog loved the seasoned fries.
Now, everybody who's watching this who's lost right now, I want you to know at one point in time, you're going to be old enough to have conversations like this, and you're going to not realize that you are out of touch with the world around you. And in that point, you might be able to run for the Supreme Court. So just remember, there's still an opportunity even when you lose touch with everything that's going on.
I wonder what Galli's doing now.
Oh, by the way, everybody vote for Dealz for USA GM. Just had to get that out there one more time.
Higher the campaign trail. Dealz for USA GM, right? GM to USA. Look at this big hillbilly brother right here. Hey, did you win the
Thrill Billy, Daddy.
Did you win the Tough Man competition in '96?
Yes, sir.
How
I did.
old were you?
5-year-old.
Okay. Well, listen.
I
think you need to vote. You would vote for Dealz for USA GM over Medusa, wouldn't you? She's a Gorgon. Who the hell's going to do that, right?
No vote to what now?
They vote for me. Vote for Dealz.
Man, I don't get in this whole politics nowadays, sugar. How you doing, baby? Maybe I'd vote for you.
I'd vote for Candy.
Is a vote for you.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Well, let's sweeten the pot a little bit.
Yeah, okay, give him a hug.
All right.
That'll do
All
it.
right. Well, he's the tough man. Don't hurt me.
Hey, you got my vote, brother.
All right.
Yeah. All right. That's what I'm talking.
Yet another vote.
I almost feel bad that Pollo Del Mar was in the chat.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, Pollo's going to have a problem. Dealz are breaking up happy homes.
It was just a hug.
What is going on here?
It was just a hug. I didn't do it.
Do we have an update on Tim Storm, by the way?
Well, I was going to say, like, we can, Pollo's going to have a fit. So to distract from that, let's try one more time with Tim Storm and see if we can bring him on live with us right now. Tim, are you there?
I am here.
Hey! You can hear us, though.
I can hear you this time, yeah.
Fantastic. Tim, we were talking about it earlier tonight. The big news, tomorrow night, NWA Power. You have the opportunity once again to be NWA World Heavyweight Champion by being in contention all over again. How's it feel after all this time? You're getting back to things that you deserve.
I don't know. I don't know if I do what I deserve.
Oh, you do. You deserve it.
Well,
sir.
thank you, but it's I've been really clear on my passion about this and how much I love it. So that was a big surprise, a big shock, and a huge honor. But I mean, obviously, when he announced the tournament brackets, it's gonna be a rough road. But hey, just to be in the as an option, just to have an opportunity is about all I could ask.
And the man you're going to be facing tomorrow night is Nick Aldis, the man that you have a storied history with. If there's one thing that his legacy in the NWA is tied to other than the 10 pounds of gold, it's Tim Storm. Through the good and the bad. And, lately we've seen Nick kind of, the attitude's been coming up there that we all remember and may not love. And he's also the man that was the reason why you could not compete for the 10 pounds of gold anymore. So this match coming up, you got to have a mixed emotions about this.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to put it, is mixed emotions. I'm trying to think, and how about this? My record against Nick Aldis has not been great. Our battles have been at times epic. I'm looking forward to it because it's an opportunity. I'm just, my goal is obviously going to win, but I'm just going to have to maintain. When I start thinking about besides COVID. The reason why I've not had an opportunity is because Nick beat me on episode 1 of NWA Power. So, to be able to do that again, to be able to get that opportunity, I'm just going to have to try to maintain my composure, stay focused on what's important against somebody who, like you said, our legacies are we've been tied together since the very beginning.
And I know you're a bigger man than this, and you're never going to make excuses. Mama Storm didn't raise that type of man. But in the past here, Nick hasn't always been the cleanest of victors over you. So even though you said your record's not that great against him, I don't want you to, or anybody else to think, oh, that's because these were even contests. Nick isn't exactly the most honest individual. And I think literally with this situation coming up tomorrow night, NWA Power, you've got the heart, you've got the determination, and you know how important this is. I think you've got a great opportunity to prove that on one-on-one in a clean fight, you can be the victor.
Well, what it's worth, it sounds like Kyle's gunning for the anniversary of getting punched in the face by Nick Aldis.
Well, hey,
I'm just being honest. We've all had experiences with Nick, and let's face it, at the end of the day, you're going to always remember the total picture not just a tiny little moment. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, it's, you can't take anything away from Nick Aldis as a champion, as a competitor, and I would never do that. When you get in the ring, you take it the way, however it comes, whatever that is. And like you said, sometimes it hasn't always been the fairest. I will say this, that Nick Aldis, better than probably anybody that I've ever faced, knows how to push my buttons, and knows, he looks for those weaknesses and he finds those weaknesses. That's why he's been successful. But, I had a pretty good run with that title too. So I've just got to be able to do the same thing and make it count when I get that opportunity. I'm looking forward to it.
How do you strategize against a guy like Nick Aldis? Like you've had the opportunity to see him, outside looking in for a little while now too, and focus in on what he's doing in the ring. I mean, is there a strategy for a guy like that?
I think he has shown success-wise that there's not a weakness to the game. I think it is an advantage for me to have been able to kind of sit back and watch and learn. But what I've learned is you just have to go in there and fight, which that's between the two of us. If you have to break it down as far as strengths and weaknesses, Nick is always surprised me with his size and his strength and his power. And I'm just being straight up. As far as technical wrestling, I'm not going to go toe-to-toe with Nick Aldis. I can fight. That's what I do. That's where I've made my career. And that's what I'm going to get in there to do. So it's a matter of over however long that opportunity lasts, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever it is, both of us are going to be looking for a weakness to take advantage of. And whichever one of those can make the least number of mistakes and take advantage of the other one, that's who's going to win the match. And that's what, I plan on that being me.
You said between the two of us, but there's 6 of us here. But I'll just say this, Timothy. If you get back in the ring, I think that you'd have to forego your co-GM duties with that awful Gorgon Medusa, and you would have to vote for Dealz to be the GM of NWA USA. I'll even look past you brutally assaulting me and putting me out of commission for all of 2020.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, Tim. There is no election. You're fine. There's no election.
Apparently I lost because all of a sudden, I don't know if I went deaf or lost sound again. I don't know. I could see your mouth moving, but all I could hear was kind of blah, blah, blah. I don't know what all that was about. I heard Medusa, who I'm a big fan of. And, I don't know if you know this, but we're co-directors. I don't know if
No, yeah, I'm aware. Yeah, I'm aware.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
A thug and a Gorgon. You guys are both. You want to talk about unsafe working environment?
No, we need it.
There's footage.
This is a professional live stream.
And then there's footage of Medusa brutally assaulting me. What kind of place is it? I mean, it's ridiculous. That would never happen if I was a GM of USA. That's all.
You want to get slapped by Medusa and Tim Storm? Is that your goal for NWA USA?
As somebody who's been described as punchable before, I could tell you, Danny, sometimes we just say the wrong things and we get what we deserve. That's all I'm going to say.
I was a victim of an unprovoked assault by Timothy, Gary. There's footage of it.
Yeah, wait, is that the footage where you were dressed like my mom?
What are you talking about? I was just trying to make you feel like you're at home. I was trying to be a nice guy. It was Mother's Day.
I would never lay my hands on my mom, ever.
It was International Women's Day.
I support that.
Well, there you go.
I would not support anything Danny Dealz is a part of. I would just assume it's he's a part of the stream.
Tim is the consummate professional. Man, I got to tell you, if you ever decide to run for office, I'd be voting for you because I know there's no skeletons in that closet. As an educator, you have the patience of a saint. You can compete in the ring. As a broadcaster, you're second only to Joe Galli. Let me tell you, man, one day, whatever you want to do in life, I support it. And if that's smacking Danny Dealz, I support that too.
I always support smacking Danny Dealz, but Kyle, and I don't want to bring up old news, but you actually told me that back in the old days, you had prepared a negative campaign against Tim Storm.
I had during Carneyland, which is funny because they have Carneyland shirts on when there was the mayor of Carneyland. My good friend Sal Renaro, who's lost his mind. He drank the blood. He's now in a cult-like situation, but we're not going to talk about that. But at the time, I was helping his campaign, and we felt that Tim Storm was the most viable person to win the Carneyland. And me, as a campaign director, I was reading the old books from the 90s with Clinton running for office. And I was like, how can I do this? How can I smear? And I decided that I was going to be completely honest with you. I created a pie chart legit pie chart of people that don't like Tim Storm with like hurricanes and stuff like that. Even when I'm trying to bury you, that pie chart still had only one tiny sliver, and that sliver was 5% of people that did not like Tim Storm. I couldn't even slander you properly.
Which includes Danny Dealz, apparently.
I mean, the only thing I had to go on was A, Storms create havoc, and B, you used to have a handlebar mustache and dress like a cowboy with long hair.
He sure did. He assaulted me back then too.
But you owned it, and that's all that matters.
That's not a knock against Tim Storm. I don't
know. I did find one thing, but I don't think anybody cares anymore. And Tim, I'm sorry I'm bringing this up, but I did find a picture of him with the Tiger King. And at the time, that would have been very, very, very questionable. But now no one cares because we're on to the next Netflix thing.
Nobody cared 2 minutes after
episode. There was a whole video we had on YouTube based around Tim Storm. And
Look
the
at
Tiger
Gary.
King.
Tell him, Gary.
I'm just saying, you guys are trying to dig this up.
Found footage.
I think Tim Storm in the cowboy hat and the handlebar mustache actually did get into it with Danny Dealz. I think
you did. Me and Sean Schultz in Arkansas or Arkansas, whatever it's called.
Arkansas.
Yeah, whatever. I have a good memory. Fort Smith.
By the way, Tim Storm also frugal. You can tell because those QT big gulp size drinks also a great deal. It's true.
Anti-health commercial. 2 a day.
Oh, really?
2 a day.
2 a day.
How do you, so? He's looking for the caramel color of the drink to pour into his skin to give him that deep dark tan.
This is important, Tim. What is in the cup? Are we talking straight Coca-Cola?
Jägermeister.
Hey, Joe. How are you? Good to see you, Joe.
Oh, hi. How are you, sir?
Coke Zero.
See, that's not so bad.
No, it's also a delicious drink.
It is. It is.
Tim, a lot of people don't know that behind the scenes, you are often referred to as the most tan man in wrestling. And how does that feel?
I've never heard that before. We've all got our gimmicks. I gave up the handlebar mustache, the long hair, replaced with the tan.
And here's the truth,
Joe, because he's not that tan.
He doesn't put the tanner on. No. He puts himself in that sun. He wants that vitamin D. He's all about that D. You gotta get that.
Easy.
What is happening?
Easy, Kyle. That's one of the joys of being a teacher is, right out this window. Right out this window, there's a small pool, and that's where I spend my summers. And there's the result. So.
And I think Poyo brought this up. This is a great point here. As a man who's always looking for a ray of sunshine, you legit are a ray of sunshine to everybody you meet. So I want to thank you for being a part of the show because I know you're a busy man and stuff like this and a big match coming up tomorrow night. But we're pulling for you, maybe because of personal things, but I'm definitely pulling for you.
Thank you. I'll take all the help I can get. I have made it incredibly clear. I've never backed off that being the NWA World Heavyweight Champion has been the most important thing in wrestling to me. That's why it meant so much when William Patrick Corgan made that announcement. That's why this match will be that important. So I'll take all the help I can get.
So NWA 74, if you're victorious, Trevor Murdoch, brand new attitude on a tear. What are you thinking about? Is that somebody who you would look forward to facing for the 10 pounds of gold? Or is it more of like, if I'm in the situation, fantastic, but damn it, it's angry, aggressive Trevor. So that's going to be an issue.
It doesn't, truthfully, if I get to that point, and it's one step at a time, it's like the NCAA basketball tournament or, playoffs at the end of the year. You literally have to take one match at a time, put yourself in that situation. You got to win one before you can get to the next one. Trevor and I have known each other and have been friends for a long time. New Trevor, this aggressive Trevor, he's always been very physical and very aggressive, but this is a whole new attitude. I'd love an opportunity to face it, anybody for that title, because that's what has always mattered to me.
And now he's running around going, "I'll kill you."
Did we mention this either that Corgan made a special point to say that the reason this is happening is Trevor asked for your band to be lifted to get into that title match. Is that something you guys had talked about, or how do you feel about that?
No, absolutely not. I had not heard that. I heard it when he said it. I thanked him for I thanked Trevor. I thanked William Patrick Corgan, I think the NWA. I don't know what that means, to be honest with you.
I think Trevor thinks you're an easy out.
Far ahead.
I think you need to get in his face. I think he thinks you're an easy out. That's why he did that. That's what I think.
I hope that's what he thinks.
Yeah,
that's
a good answer.
What's Danny Dealz drinking, by the way? Because that looked like
this
urine, probably.
That's what I figured. Okay,
straight up drinking piss. My God.
It's his kink. It's his thing. It's his own. It's his own. That's the weirdest part.
He's training like a ridiculous MMA fighter, trying to get those white blood cells back in.
He saw a TikTok. He said, "Hey, let's give it a try." Hashtag I learned it from TikTok.
Right.
Just what it is. Kids these days, huh?
This is I don't know. Tim has to deal with that at school all the time anyway. So
what, people drinking piss?
No, I don't know. I mean TikTok trends.
That is true. Some of those are terrifying.
Trying to throw piss in his face. Drink this, Mr. Starr.
What? Is this what you expected when you came on the NWA live stream?
Yes, he works with Joe and me all the time. He knows exactly what to expect. This is tame.
Well, it's like, as sitting here looking at every all of you gentlemen and Danny on the sides. As I look at that, it's like all of us know each other well. All of us have spent time together. All of us have our own interactions. But man, we could have our own with Joe, Galli, and Kyle and Velvet on the mics if the world could be a part of some of those conversations.
Oh, jeez.
So nothing surprises me. It's okay.
There's been time for socials that I've been over there with you guys and just filming for the heck of it, and in between stuff I filmed, and there's been stuff I wanted to be like, man, I wish I could post that.
Which is exactly why you need to come to St. Louis and be there live.
If Tim Storm epitomizes being a ray of sunshine from the skin to the demeanor to the fact that when you're around him, you get a warmth about you that you weren't expecting to have, then Joe Galli is definitely the thing where you're like, wait a second, the Joe's
Kai,
what?
Kai, you just stepped all over Joe's ticket pitch.
I'm an asshole. What can I say?
Right. It's all right.
He's used to it.
Kyle doesn't care to sell tickets.
No, I do. Oh, no.
Empty house for Tim Storm to challenge for the 10 pounds of gold. God damn it, Kyle.
We have too much. Let's just put it this way: we have a lot of fun, and I am just what a great group of people to work with. So I mean, it's we have a blast. I hope it looks like we're having fun, because we are. We're having a lot of fun when we're working. So it's
even if you do win, as soon as Cardona comes back, it's over, right, Will?
Will?
Yeah.
Trying to throw Will under that damn bus.
I'm just talking.
Hey, I thought we were supposed to be selling tickets. Right now.
I've been trying to ask questions for the last 20 minutes, and eventually I just can't get a word in with Kyle, so I just muted my mic, and I'm
sorry. I have ADHD and I don't shut up. It's how I say I'm involved. It's how I talk. It makes me feel like I'm invested.
Get some questions in, Willie.
Did you have a question, Tim?
We'll
all shut up.
Well, 10 minutes ago, I was going to ask about Trevor and that whole thing. But yeah, now that you've brought it up, you've been pretty vocal on commentary, your thoughts on Matt Cardona. How do you feel about everything that's happened? The title, coming back to Trevor Murdoch, even though Cardona hasn't lost it. I mean, surely you respect the legacy and history, and there's got to be some kind of black mark there on someone who technically didn't lose the title. And that's going to become a thing when he returns from his injury. So what are your thoughts on that?
I would never take away from anybody who carried the 10 pounds of gold. Matt Cardona carried that. He like you said, he did not lose the match. He represented that well. He fought. I'm not going to take anything away from it, but as we all know, wrestling, you have injuries in wrestling. It has hurt all of our careers, and in some ways, a lot of us can look at that and say, NWA World Title reigns end with injuries sometimes, and I would never wish injury on anyone, in any situation, especially our NWA World Champion.
Even me.
Especially our NWA World Champion. Oh, I'm sorry, Danny. It's just kind of even you, unless you were dressed and making fun of my mom, then I might slightly wish pain and suffering. But I would never put you in a neck brace.
Yeah. Medusa did that. Your buddy.
She's my buddy. Yeah. But I respect Matt Cardona. Obviously, I respect Nick Aldis. I have a ton of respect for Trevor Murdoch. So it's Will, back to your original question. Matt represented, held that title, fought everybody that would get in the ring with him. I don't take anything away from that. It came down to four great contenders in Knoxville, and Trevor Murdoch won it, and he deserves to carry it until somebody beats him.
Just throwing this out there, if I would love to see a rematch of you and Jack Stade. I don't know why. I just thought of this, and you guys hitting each other. That first battle that you talking to Danny Dealz, I think that all ended up leading to you versus Jack Stade and NWA Power, the early seasons there. And now he's the national champion. So assuming you win the world title, Jack Stade challenges. That's a matchup I'd look forward to. I just had to throw that out there.
Yeah, revenge for old Jackson Dane. Yeah.
Jax and I have done a lot of damage to each other over the years. I've always enjoyed that, because you know what you're going to get with Jax. You're going to go in there and just beat the crap out of each other, and we did that. I don't know, in a dozen states over 3 or 4 years. I mean, he's on a run right now. I mean, he is just laying waste to everybody that gets in the ring with him, and it's always fun. I would take the challenge. It's always fun.
I got love for you getting a world title shot, but my other favorite match I'd like to see is a rematch from NWA 73, where you and Tom Latimer, maybe in a ladder match, if we could get that. Since you were gung ho about climbing that ladder, that was
Kearney was in that match, right? It's a three-way.
Mm-hmm. It was a three-way. That one was interesting because Joe and I and Kyle, we were doing commentary, and I was extremely excited and pleased to get a match at the Chase. I was told it's the brawl in the loo, and it was like, yay! I'm so excited. What is a brawl in the loo? And that was nothing like I expected. And to get in there with Crimson and Tom and ladders, and I mean that went a whole different direction than I saw it going. Are you asking me, would I? Yeah, I would. Would that excite me? No, it wouldn't. That's not my forte, is ladders and chairs and tables. But hey, whatever it takes, I guess.
Yeah. We got a question in the chat from Polio Del Mar, who wants you to know, by the way, the hat that you hated so much was Mickey James's hat.
Okay.
So that's probably an inside thing. But question for Tim, as a former world champion who is now a full-time broadcaster as well, what is the most difficult thing you've witnessed from ringside? That thing which really made you want to jump out of your seat and get involved?
Oh, man.
Good question.
There have been times where he has. There's been times where
Tim,
despite what Danny Dealz believes, I mean, Tim has been a shining knight to try to defend people that are completely being blindsided, people that he's had a long history with.
Didn't help
and I
me
think
when
that's what makes me.
Croutons beat me up.
Yeah, that's great. But, Tim, he's always – I feel like Tim is sort of this moral compass sometimes when it comes to the National Wrestling Alliance. And not to step on your answer, Tim.
Oh,
no.
I
feel like that there are times in that where you have jumped out there and you've seen some sort of injustice and you just can't stand for it anymore.
Yeah. Well, I think all of us, we all have our our measuring what we can take and what we can't, and just since we're getting so as we approach NWA, with the race for the chase and all of those things that are happening, seeing Bully Ray get put through a table, it actually makes me feel better. By the way, mine are in the other room, and I can hear them trying to get fired up. So, but to see Bully Ray put through a table after after basically saying, "I'm sorry you feel that way," that was tough. I remember getting involved with, which ironically, as my match approaches with Nick, as they kind of strictly business kind of did a little deal on him. So, I mean, those are the things that kind of get me fired up when I see people taking advantage by whether that's numbers or whether it's cheating. Sometimes you get to a point where you just go, okay, I got to get involved. And I still struggle with that. Is that the right thing to do? Is that the wrong thing to do? As a commentator, is that my job? Do I need to keep my butt in my seat? Sometimes you just kind of boils over.
Tim, Ryan in the chat wanting to know, do you have a dream opponent right now? Let's say in the NWA, especially. Like, is there somebody you're wishing you could get in the ring with?
Well, yeah. I know I sound like a broken record, but it's the truth. It's whoever's holding the NWA World's Heavyweight title, and you can't take anything away from any title in the NWA, whether that's the TV title, national, any of those. If you hold a title for the NWA, that means something, and it's not just means something personal; it means something in the business. So, in the big picture of things, I'd love to get another shot at the NWA World title, but I got to beat Nick to do that. So, I would love to work. I would love to be in the ring with Trevor Murdoch in St. Louis. I would love to do that, one match at a time.
That actually, some of what you were saying there leads into another thing from the chat, asking if besides the world's heavyweight title, if you had to go for another title, is there a title in the NWA you would love to say that you've held?
Man, but see, you're this is like you're throwing that out there, just reeling it in just a little bit, because the truth is, it's the man. You're gonna get me in trouble, but the TV title has always been the workhorse. That's always been, I've always been a big Arn Anderson fan, and those guys in history that have held that title, like Tyrus, and Tyrus has taken that and taken it to a whole different level. I would love a shot at that title. I mean, it's you can take it and you can go at the top and say, okay, world title, and you can work your way down because they're all important. I would love a shot at any of those, but Tyrus has made it a point on a lot of occasions to walk by the commentary table and invite me to take part and not in, to come in and let's see what I got. And man, that's a big man, that's a big man with tons of experience. And anyway, yeah, I'd love to.
Turbo also had a question in the chat. And I wanted to ask this. I'll reword it just a little bit because he's asking about your training, and I'm just curious. Like, I know we just caught you coming back from the gym here, and again, we don't want to take up all your time, but you do you stay ready to just get in the ring at any time, even though you're doing a lot of commentary right now, or did something change once you hear about a match like this? Like something is different, or is it just, every day's the same for Tim Storm as far as training?
Jumps on his trampoline every day, waiting for the call.
I remember that. Well done. Well, good reference there. I would always like show of hands. Who got that reference? Okay. All right. For me,
the trampoline thing, I did get that.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah. No.
I was reading an email and I was like, hold on.
It's rude.
I have to work while we're doing this. I'm sorry.
It's a thing where, I know what works for me, and I work hard. I work hard all the time so that I can try to always be ready. Nick has always been a big challenge for me, and I might up the cardio. I might do things a little bit different, knowing that I'm preparing for a match with him. But even though I'm on commentary, most people see me on commentary, I'm still in the ring quite a bit, and I feel like I have to be ready all the time. And when William Patrick Corgan says we're reinstating Tim Storm's eligibility, that raises things to a whole different level. I've got to be ready if that opportunity presents itself, and it did.
I do want to ask one last question from the chat, just because we want to give these folks a chance to ask, and we want to be respectful of your time. But Arissa's asking in the chat. She wants to know, what do you think of others looking up to you in the business? Like you hear, you're the statesman. Even Joe Galli just talking about it now. How does that feel for you to come from where you've been through the wrestling business, and now you're looked at as like the like Joe said, the moral compass of the NWA, the elder statesman, the man. Like what does that feel like when you're walking into locker rooms and such?
Well, for Joe to still say that with as much time as we spend together is pretty impressive. It's a deal where I take my obligation to the NWA extremely seriously. If anybody looks up to me, then I take that as a huge compliment. It is not. I won't say that my goal when I started in the business was not, hey, I want people to look up to me as a moral compass. That wasn't my goal. My goal was very, very small baby steps. I had a match. I wanted to have another match. I wanted to do better than the last time. I wanted more opportunities. I wanted to work for certain places. NWA was always a goal of mine. I grew up an NWA fan. So how do I feel about that? I consider it an honor. I consider it a compliment. I won't say that I feel more pressure because of it, because the way I approach everything is, here's me, here's who I am. If you like who I am, thank you. And if you don't, I'm just me. And that's my answer to a lot of people. I'm just me, whatever that is, good, bad, indifferent. I'm just me.
All right. Well, fellas, did you have anything else for Tim before we let him get out of here?
No.
He's got a family to see to. So, Tim, we appreciate you taking the time. This is, for those that don't know, this was a last-minute thing that we just, the announcement was made, and then we got Tim on here. He was gracious enough to take time out of his training and getting ready to show up here for the chat and for everybody to see him on the live stream. So we appreciate you, Tim. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thanks, Tim, and good luck tomorrow night. I know you don't need it, but still, I'm still going to give it to you.
I'll take all I can get, and appreciate all of you, even Danny Dealz.
Aw. Just showing he's the better person.
Yeah, exactly. That's how good of a guy Tim Scorb is. Have a good
night, guys.
Good night.
1-800 Dealz. Take all this and the points. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well,
get him out of here.
Okay.
Dealz, are you also a bookie? Is that what you just alluded to? That you were setting up betting?
I think that's what he did.
You really are drunk on here most of the time. I do the betting lines all the time.
Hey,
I've never noticed
we
it
don't
before.
have that DraftKings sponsorship yet. I'm working on it, but we don't have it just yet.
I do it all the time.
I hope that
he was
comes
probably
through.
checking his email.
Yeah. Well, when we come back, we've got at least 20
right
minutes left to kick around. So we're probably only going to get more ridiculous from here.
Wrestling at the Chase is back August 27th and 28th as the NWA returns to the historic Chase Park Plaza Hotel in St. Louis, Missouri for NWA 74. 2 nights of incredible action featuring title defenses from all the NWA champions. Plus, NWA wrestling legends will be in the Coruscant Ballroom for NWA's 74th anniversary extravaganza. Tickets are moving fast, so get yours now at NWATix.com. That's NWATix.com. The NWA, wrestling as it's meant to be.
Also, don't forget, tonight only, 24 hours here, Danny Dealz. Say what you will about Danny Dealz, but the man comes through in time for the live stream. Using the promo code 711Dealz, you can get 20% off at nationalwrestlingalliance.com.
There's a new bundle up, too, because I ran out of the shirt bundle somewhat. So I had to make another bundle.
Yeah, so don't miss out on that. This is what the live stream's good for. Good for interaction you wouldn't get anywhere else with some of the stars from the National Wrestling Alliance. And then also Danny Dealz comes through with promos. You could hear Kyle say sentences you never thought you'd ever hear anybody say ever.
Kyle saying sentences.
I feel like I don't say anything outlandish. That's a shout out to one of my buddies right there. I feel like I say things very much in the realm of normalcy. And if I'm not, then maybe you need to get out more often. Because if you think somehow I'm saying weird sentences, then you don't get enough in the world that you're traveling about or seeing people and things like that. I think I'm very even-tempered.
No.
Nobody said you were not even-tempered.
Remember when Kyle lost his AirPod on live television on here?
In the ocean.
My favorite memories, yeah.
I ordered another one, so I got a replacement. And again, if you ever are in the ocean, remember, AirPods don't float. AirPods don't float. And there's been a recall on them. So if you get a little bit of a crackling in the sound there, just go to apple.com and you could get them replaced free of charge if you're in Thorne.
20% off of anything
correct,
Turbo
TurboCast.
has. Yeah,
Yeah.
look at that.
Just use the code, Daddy-O.
That's 7-Eleven Dealz.
Yeah.
7-Eleven Dealz.
I'm all out of autographed Joe Galli pictures, though.
I'm
They'll
sure if
sell
you
out
ask
fast.
nice enough.
Yeah,
They'll sell out
those,
fast.
those don't have a chance ever.
I'll sign anything you want if you come to the Chase, though.
Yeah.
Anything you want, baby.
Anything?
I might
you
even
are.
have to print up some Joe centerfolds.
We just
Put me in the
I would
program,
love to see
baby.
that.
Oh,
That's the
yeah.
other big news we had tonight, though.
Yeah, don't look
NWA
that up.
74
No, well,
fans.
it's fine. I'm gonna have a program. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna put a centerfold of Joe in the program.
Joe, why don't you do the hard sell for the Fan Fest? I hit it before. Give us your Joe Galli spiel for the Fan
Go
Fest
get it,
here.
Joey G.
On the spot.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining our broadcast here on the podcast, we have announced this is breaking news. The first time it's been discussed anywhere in the world, and it's happening right here on This Is Pro Wrestling. The Fan Fest is coming back to NWA 74 at the Chase, August 27th and 28th. Tickets are going on sale tomorrow at noon Central Standard Time. Fan Fest is going to start at 2 p.m., so you're going to have plenty of time not only to see our NWA World Heavyweight Champion and our other champions, including Homicide, who's not on that picture. So watch out, Gary. I know. It's your graphic. It's your show. I'm just saying.
Oh.
You're going to get in trouble for this one. I know it's probably not your fault, but it's your show, so that's how it is. So, but you're not only going to be able to see them, but we have a number of wrestling legends, people that were integral to the start and the continuation and the rise of the National Wrestling Alliance, especially in the St. Louis area. So if you're coming from St. Louis and you used to watch wrestling at the Chase, you're a big fan of all those St. Louis legends, you're going to be really excited for what we have to see, what we have to show for you coming up at the Fan Fest, which is so important why you need to sign up for our email list. So head to nationalwrestlingalliance.com. The first thing you're going to see is signing up for our email list. That's where we're going to be giving the rest of the breaking news information for our Fan Fest. It's going to be there first. It's going to be in your inbox first. You want to know exactly what you're going to be getting. And plus, speaking of deals, Danny Dealz, $20 for the day, $30 for the weekend. It doesn't get better than that. You're going to have opportunities to get autographs, take pictures, all these champions, and all of these incredible wrestling legends. Suki loves it. You hear Suki in the background. She's loving it. I'm loving it. My dog's loving it. She's sitting over there. It's hot here in Texas. I'm suffering outside.
Biff loves it too. Say something, Biff.
There you go. There you go. It's not just for dogs. Bring your dog. I'll sign your dog. If you bring your dog, I'll sign him.
You can get an autograph.
Yeah.
All right.
How about that?
How
Bill
about
Barons
that?
will be down for that. Bill Barons always brings his dog.
He loves
I'm
dogs.
just saying. I think the Chase is actually pet friendly. Check their
I think
website.
it is.
I'm pretty sure they are. Yeah. There
I
you
think
go.
it is.
Book your rooms at the Chase too. You never know who you'll run into at the elevator. Maybe you'll run into Danny Dealz.
That's
Yeah.
right.
There you go.
And I'll have-
Sorry,
and I might
sorry
have-
for you.
And I may have one of these with me. Are they the sponsor again this year?
We're working on it. We're working on some very, not only our previous sponsors, but a lot of new sponsors. You know, that's the great thing about being in the NWA is, you know, we've got such this huge international audience. We've got all of these different companies from all over the world that are sending us all kinds of pitches and things. And Kyle can attest to that. I mean, all kinds of relatively new industries that have been recently made legal that want to be a part of the NWA and all kinds of other things as well. But you know,
California seems like a great place to have a business partner. That's all I'm going to
just
say.
saying- I'm just saying that you never know what could happen.
Get
So, and that's the
Stella
great-
or Moosehead to sponsor the Ill Begot. We'll be talking.
Oh, you want that? I thought you would like a seltzery guy. I thought you're all your ill guys.
Well, that's me. I'm the seltzery guy.
Seltzery guy. Come on. I grew up in the Rust Belt. I couldn't. No.
I grew up in Connecticut.
Connecticut, suburb of New
Which
York.
means I grew up nowhere of any importance with no real
I'm
history.
from the Rust Belt, Daddy. I
Oh,
can't.
maybe.
Seltzer, get out of here. What's the matter with you?
That's what we need to do. Pair it with a brewery. We'll get like a nice NWA.
They got
Brew.
big breweries out of St. Louis, Missouri. I don't know if you know, but there are some pretty big breweries there. And we're working on
Bud.
big announcements to come, ladies and gentlemen. Everything is evolving. And I just love that, you know, just from what I'm seeing behind the scenes, folks, is there's just the level of interest that we're getting from not only journalists that focus in the sport of professional wrestling, but a lot of other journalists as well that talk about that don't talk about wrestling, I should say. The ones that are, you know, more traditional media, they're all reaching out. They all want to know what's going on. They all want to have that breaking news for it. So keep reaching out to us, and we're going to have some very special announcements for everybody, coast to coast, around the globe. Very exciting stuff.
Well, that's because they heard that Dealz was going to run for NWA USA GM, and that's a serious story that needs to be covered.
I've heard a lot of rumors about what we're doing in 2023, and I've been a part of some of those talks. And let me tell you, if Dealz, you would end up taking credit for any of the big things on the horizon, sky's the limit for you. I'm just going to say.
Yeah. I would, Kobe in the chat, and maybe you guys can speak to this a little bit more, but he's asking about Atlanta, and then is Nashville an official home now? For those who don't know, by the way, you can go to nwatix.com right now for your NWA 74 tickets, but also on sale currently are for the tapings post NWA 74, August 29th, 30th, and 31st at Nashville, Tennessee at Skyway Studios, which I would say seems like the home of the NWA right now, right?
Well, that's a great question. That's a great thing that he brought up, because everybody wants to know the central location where is our home? The home for the NWA is in the hearts of every wrestling fan out there. And it doesn't matter where you're from, how old you are. That's where we exist, and that's where we live. And that's why we want to go to you on platforms like Fight, platforms like YouTube, things that are available international, because that's where we truly are. And if you look at the history of the National Wrestling Alliance as an entire organization, I mean, there was no real home because of the territory system that was involved in that. So we don't have a central locations for it. Now, we do, in the style that we have, we do typically go to places where there are major studios, of which Skyway's been a great partner, GPB's been a great partner, and we've got new partners that are coming onto the horizon, which we'll be making announcements for, most likely at NWA 74 for what we're expanding throughout the year, and then throughout 2022 as well. I don't know what
I'm pointing to it on a map right now, an invisible map up here.
I was like, what is he doing?
Is Sabu over here? What are you doing?
Yeah, no, it's pointing to an invisible map where we might be going. But it's invisible, so you don't know what it is. But I'm definitely pointing. I'm pointing to November is what I'm pointing to.
Big announcement.
See, he laughed.
I love it.
Yeah,
and you don't know, because again, it's so hard to figure out which direction. Is this side on my map, or is it your map? So you don't know. Is this East Coast, West Coast, Mid Coast?
It's the Magic Man.
Is this
Magic
Australia?
Jake.
You don't know.
It's
Magic
my
map.
left, your right is what it is.
Speaking of Magic Jake, this is tobacco appreciation night or something.
It was. I was chewing before and then I my jaw got sore.
He's wanting to know if anybody knows Porch of Geese.
Is that a band?
Yeah, I thought of Magic Jake for tonight, actually, just because it being the tobacco thing, and he loves to walk down to the rig with a cigarette.
How come I'm the only one enjoying a nice cigar right now? I feel like we talked about this, guys. What the hell?
Yeah, I literally don't have anything.
We need to get Jake on the show to make it magical.
Well, we will have to get Jake on the show, but I did actually have a chance to catch up to the backstage of the tapings. And anyway, here's a clip of that if you want to see him with a cigarette.
Ta-da!
CJ. What are you doing? Hey, I need my lighter. CJ. I need my lighter. I need my jacket. I'm going outside. What are you doing? Why are you always doing this? CJ, give me my jacket. Give me my jacket. I'm going outside.
Não,
I need the jacket. I need the jacket. Please.
Eu tô tentando para fazer mágica
I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying.
Bom.
This is ridiculous. I don't need it. I don't need the jacket.
Espera!
Bon voyage!
How'd you do that? That was impressive. I was not expecting her to make him appear.
It's magic.
Something wrong with that boy.
There's something very wrong with him, but that's beside the point.
Something's going to have to be done about that Count Chocula crew. That's all I'm saying.
CJ's the one with the magic. I don't know. CJ's the one that can make it happen. I don't know about Magic Jake's magical abilities. I think he's actually trying to steal that away from CJ.
It could be. We've got a lot to learn about the relationship between Magic Jake and CJ. And
Brazil is a magical country. I don't know if any of you have been there for Carnival, but seriously.
Never been. Seen it on documentaries. Seems like a lot of people, and I don't like being around that many people, especially that many people that look better than I do. Makes me self-conscious.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so Sal Renaro You guys, Kyle and Danny, have a great relationship with Sal Renaro. I don't know how that happens now, but there he goes.
It's one of Dealz' cousins.
That's one of your cousins.
It's both of our cousins, actually.
It is, actually. It is. The dual cousin.
It's a dual cousin.
That wasn't even going to be my moment of Sal for tonight. I
am always up for another moment of Sal right here. Also, I'm seeing in the chat here, we're getting some information here. Portuguese Open for Bad Brains. I like that. Willie Bowen Sabu is a grandnephew of the Sheik. You know who had a great championship belt? The Sheik back in the day. Just putting that out there. Wouldn't it be amazing if we had something with that championship down the road? Weird.
Interesting. I guess we do have about 5 minutes left in the show. So the official, before we wrap this thing up, and you guys can bring up whatever you'd like to as we go to it, but let's make sure we get the actual your weekly moment of Sal. That is how I found it. Yeah.
I just watched Batman the other day. It's great.
But the beauty part is all you have to do with Sal is you have to, at any point during your day, during the NWA tapings, you just randomly go ahead and hit record and say, where is Sal? Somebody point me in the direction of Sal. And then you find something like what you just saw. And
maybe he was just doing ab exercises. Anybody think
he scared Will half to death?
Yeah, he was doing
I wasn't anywhere near that.
Sal Renaro, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so... All right. Well, anything else you guys want to bring up before we start to wrap this thing up? NWA 74, obviously. St. Louis, Missouri.
Dealz.
Tickets on sale, NWATix.com, TV. The 3 days after, both of the pay-per-views on there. Tomorrow night, big night. Tim Storm was on the program earlier. It's the race to the chase to decide who's going to be going against Trevor Murdoch or whoever the NWA World Heavyweight Champion ends up being at NWA 74. But, I mean, that match... Whatever person ends up being number one contender has got an uphill battle against Trevor Murdoch or whoever can be champion at 74. I know they're excited about it, but still, my dog's very excited about championship matches.
I can't believe I almost didn't run through this, but yes, tomorrow night, obviously, 6:05 is on Fight. It's power. It's power time. And yeah, that tournament, the race to the chase starts, but also you saw the interaction between the two. Kylan King and Allison Kay are going to be going one-on-one on NWA Power. That's
going to be physical as a son of a bitch.
Yeah, this show was already packed enough without this match, and then this match is going to be huge. Former
NWA World Women's Champion going against Kylan King, who a lot of people are speculating anytime could become possibly NWA World Women's Champion. You're looking at two challengers here, two people that any day of the week could be a champion. This match is going to be a hell of a contest.
Hey, and these are both Rust Belt girls, too. They ain't scared of shit.
All right. Well, I believe you.
That's good.
All right, make your predictions. How about this first round matchup in the Race to the Chase tournament? How about Tom Latimer versus Chris Adonis? That's a big one.
I think anybody who watches this with two eyes wins because, frankly, Tom Latimer and Chris Adonis, I mean, how could you not? Like, whether you're a woman or a man who's comfortable with what you like, these two guys in the ring, they can compete. They're easy on the eyes, and they both have experience, and either man can become a world champion anytime. So this is the wild card for me. I have no idea who's going to win that match.
And Tom's tan rivals Tim's.
It does. But Chris is one of the coolest people I know, so, I'm just putting that out there.
That whole thing just took a weird turn, Kyle. I just want you to know. It was a weird way of putting over this match. But,
listen, I'm just letting you know that I, as a man who's insecure, recognizes people he wishes he was like. And these are two guys I wish I could be like.
All right. Well, what about this big matchup? You got Pope taking on Brian Myers, the most professional wrestler.
Oh, yeah. Undefeated 99 boxing matches. I'm going with the Pope.
Pope.
No. Not so fast.
Whoa, William.
Oh, this guy with the Cardona thing.
Tell us about it, Will. Tell us about it.
I'm just saying that, we've haven't seen much of Brian Myers on NWA, but we've seen him everywhere else. And I don't know what kind of mentality Pope's going into this matchup with. He's got some friction with Trevor. He's trying to work out, and so I don't know, man. I think Brian Myers comes out of this and keeps the Cardona family in this tournament. Since obviously Mike Knox was just overlooked again, he's going to have to be the lone representative in this tournament. I think he goes on to round 2.
I mean, Mike Knox has been picking fights with Bully Ray. I mean, he put him through a table. So I think maybe Mike Knox is thinking about that more so than any world title situation. Just putting that out there.
Well, you can put people through tables and get a title.
That's true. I've seen it happen.
Double digit. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, he's not here, so speak freely. Tim Storm gets his
take
matchup
Nick
with
plus the
Nick
point.
Aldis.
Tim is a thug. Nick has never laid his hands on me. I'm rolling with Nick.
If Nick's going to Nick, that gives him an advantage. But if Tim Storm has an even playing field, Tim Storm.
Tim has beat Nick.
think
we
he
talk
cheated.
about the record and yeah, Nick has carried the company for a lot of years and held that title for over 1,000 days. But it's not like Tim Storm's never defeated Nick Aldis. And, I'm not a huge fan of either of these guys, to be honest, but I think Tim Storm comes out of it. And I think he's got a lot more to lose than Nick, even though Nick's, been pretty laser focused on the title. I think, Tim's going to come into this with kind of a renewed vigor, and I don't know if Nick's going to be prepared for it.
All right. Well, it's going to be interesting. There's Kyle's dog in replacement of Joe Galli. We've got the pets. I was at the vet earlier. My dog had to get her teeth cleaned.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so.
Do you want to come up here, too? Come here.
Oh. All right. Well, that's 6:05 tomorrow. Only on Fight TV. You can catch that. Also, the replay on YouTube Friday night, 6:05. NWA USA is coming up on Saturday at noon, so don't miss that. Plenty of NWA, and we're part of that now too with the NWA LiveStream every Monday at 6:40, 6:30ish, 6:40, somewhere in there. We hop on and
before 7.
Yeah. So you guys tell your friends about it. Bring more people on. We're going to try to have more and more stars of the NWA jumping on here to chat with you. Shout out to all of you. Turbo Cast for being here. Willie Bowen. Axel's out there. Wild Arms. Ryan Murphy. Eric Dale. We got a Polka Dot Pam was here for a long time earlier. Fiona. Hitman. Terry Maples. Dan Kobe. Paladin was here. David Bollinger. Like all of you. It's so good to see everybody in the chat, all the regulars, new people. We love seeing you. Thanks for being a part of this. You're what makes the NWA tick. You are the hardcore fans. Kyle, you look like something's on your mind.
He wants to do something.
Oh, okay.
It's okay.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. We love you guys, seriously, and we can't wait to see you next week on Monday. Enjoy your NWA this week, and even, I will say more importantly, but along with it, also enjoy your gravy cake.